This is a fighter jet. Sometimes this airline so they open.
This is a sampling of service personnel who were awarded the Medal of Honor.
Oh.
That's our highest award. This gentleman here, I don't know what day, is the most second most decorated serviceman of all time. He served in World War II, Korea, Vietnam. He was a prisoner of war for 7 years in Hanoi. He helped nurse John McCain back to health. And the hangar is basically our World War II collection.
B-17.
Many of these have fabric coverings. Even the C-47 and the B-17, your control surfaces are all covered in fabric, not metal. So your ailerons and flaps and stuff are covered in fabric. The TG-4A glider, the L2M, and the Stearman are all covered in fabric.
Oh. Look over here.
Where are you folks from originally?
Ukraine.
Okay.
He's born
Glider.
here. I came like 25 years ago.
This happens to be a great picture taken the day before Operation Varsity in World War II. That was the airborne crossing of the Rhine. And they knew, based on the tail number of this glider, you can only see the wingtip of the C-47 it was attached to. That's the C-47 it was attached to back in.
Oh.
That one, veteran of D-Day, veteran of Operation Market Garden, veteran of Operation Varsity. So participated in all three of the major airdrops in Northern Europe in World War II.
Look around this one.
So I'm guessing you still have relatives in the Ukraine.
Yeah, a lot of relatives were there. I think that World War III already started with that crazy Putin.
Oh, God. Yeah.
But
That's probably the biggest collection of challenge coins anybody has ever seen. This was General Cross. Back in the mid-'80s, it was Colonel Cross. He was wing commander here at Dover. He helped start the museum here. And when he retired, he donated his collection of challenge coins to the museum to put on display. Something like 720 of them. Nobody has seen a collection like anywhere near this size before.
That is a lot. Planes and squadrons.
Yeah, one from the 50s to 73. There used to be 8 hangars across the fence over there. They were interceptors, fighters, unidentified aircraft coming at the eastern seaboard, mid-Atlantic. They could scramble a plane in minutes because they were manned 24/7. 73, they moved them up to McGuire and other bases, and this became strictly Air Mobility Command. That's your cockpit for a glider.
The wheels are like for a car.
Very,
Simple,
very
too.
simple. Very simple.
It's a weird looking helicopter.
This was a rescue helicopter. Reciprocal blades. One clockwise, one counterclockwise. Therefore, you didn't need a tail rotor to keep it from spinning. They said they didn't have a problem with the blades hitting. You know, synchronization gears work very well. But it still had a very short service life, only about 9 years. And that, for a military aircraft, is nothing.
Yeah.
If you want to see how the blades operate, we have a little model in here, and you can watch how they'll crisscross.
Oh.
But the blades are using the same airspace, so even with two sets of blades, you didn't get a tremendous amount of extra lift because you're using the same airspace. Your big heavy lift helicopters today have a forward rotor at one level, rear rotor at a different level, one clockwise, one counterclockwise. No tail rotor therefore, but you're using two different airspaces, so you get a lot more lifting capacity from them.
Rescue and firefighting. Is it the blade?
Standing under the tail of the B-17,
Yeah.
this is our heavy bomber in Europe in World War II. This one actually came off the line just as the war was ending. It went over, but never flew any bombing missions.
Oh, and it's all the planes I used.
This hangar in World War II was a top secret installation. It was where they devised how to mount rockets on our fighters and bombers for World War II. Where you came in up front where the store is, and we got conference rooms and stuff. That was the machine shop. They'd pull the different planes in here, develop how to mount rockets and firing systems. Then they tested out in the Delaware Bay. So just about every bomber and fighter during World War II came through here.
Oh.
So we could actually display any of them if we got our hands on them.
The B-17.
You can actually look inside the B-17, can't get in it.
Oh.
We're in the process, we're going to redo the interior on these 4 rooms. This one is currently the Korean War, but we're going to change that to the desert for the last 20 years. Recognize all the service personnel that served since 2001.
Oh, so it's like from
Vietnam, the interior will be done. The Quonset hut will become the Korean War, and the tar paper will become World War II.
Oh, okay.
Oh, there's like a building. The C-17.
This is a video he had produced with volunteers recognizing two of the airborne troops from the 82nd who dropped out of this plane on D-Day, June 6, 1944. We lost both of them last year. They were the last two. For the last 8 or 9 years, they've been in 5 or 6 times. I got to know them very, very well. It just broke my heart that we lost both of them.
Hi there, my name is George Schenkel. My name is Joseph Moradini. Our role in the operation was to block enemy reinforcements from attacking the Army's 4th Infantry Division as it landed on Utah Beach.
Thousands of paratroopers dropped into France with the objective of blocking German reinforcements from attacking Allied soldiers landing on the beach. Complications
Now we can take you on board the C-47. So this plane dropped 17 members of the 82nd Airborne outside San Mariglis on D-Day morning. You'll see the soldier patch AA. A lot of people are very familiar with the 101st Infantry.
You know, he in school teaches that. He told me about a lot about
Screaming
it.
Eagles. In actuality, the 82nd saw more action in World War II than the 101st. Up until a couple of years ago, our crew chief here at the museum was retired Colonel Bob Light, 82nd Airborne Ranger Qualified Special Forces. And I learned so much from him about airborne. You'll see a chalk number.
Here, hold this.
That's the jump door, that little door, cargo bay door would be closed. Major Bing at his airfield in England, he came in 1988 to see his plane while they were still working on the restoration of it. And he presented them with pictures, copy of his diary, and other stuff.
Where he lived?
I'm not sure where he lived. The two members of the 82nd Airborne, one lived in Erie, Pennsylvania, the other one in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. Cargo bay is 121 feet long. Wright Brothers' first powered flight was 120 feet. They could have held it in the cargo bay except for the wingspan.
I imagine if they looked at this,
120 feet long.
if they looked at this, they'd shit their pants.
So it takes that many fuel tanks.
Yeah, 51,000 gallons, 300,000 pounds.
6.5.
The C-17 can carry 20. Look, how does anyone even count that many? Right here, they have like a little pencil-looking thing, and right here, and it's a CG, it's like center of gravity, and like they could look where this was, and it had to be lined up with the center of gravity of the plane, which is pretty cool. Right, Peterson?
This is the one aircraft, Reddy, I never flew on in the Air Force. I've seen them, I was next to them, but I never flew on one.
Okay. Put these seats together.
Yeah, these are the planes that brought the prisoners of war back from Vietnam. They came back on 141s.
141.
Yep. This was the plane of it today.
How long is this one?
Not sure, we'd have to check the storyboard out front.
All right.
And then we have the super high-tech way of checking for water in your fuel tanks. A mason jar on the end of a plunger. If it works, don't break it.
Don't what?
Don't break it. Yeah. Or don't screw with it. It worked.
That's all that matters.
That's amazing.
The gray and white is the 141A. That A model is
Ти
the
десь
very
туди
first
знімати.
A model turned over to the Air Force.
Is that right?
First transport designed from the ground up for the Air Force. Prior to that, they converted commercial aircraft.
When I was at Travis, they had both of these. They had the 141A, but these weren't developed yet, and they had the C-5, so they had those two.
Yeah. So when was that developed as far as the jets?
The B came after the A. I'm not sure how long.
But the B was an unexpected gift to the museum.
Someone's plane
Flying
crashed.
mission landed here.
Someone's plane crashed.
Gigantic practice landing here.
I don't know. You see the smoke right there?
Over there.
Yeah.
Go back 9-10 years. I met two of the airmen
planes
that
are
did the post-flight. One of them, by the time I met him, was a C-5 pilot. And he said, yeah, when we took the flight crew over to show them, they probably had to change
F-106.
They couldn't understand how it got collapsed. And I'd always, when I first started, planes facing this way, everything else is facing into the wind. Because if we put a tug on this, it'll go. We got a piece of scrap, so we will never, ever move that.
Instead of replacing it, they just
Oh,
scrap
you'd have to disassemble the whole plane to get
the
it.
whole plane.
Yeah.
Okay.
It ain't moving.
Yeah. Multi-million-dollar.
That was used for testing and experimental purposes. At one time, it had some of the most highly classified electronics on it. That plane was used to help prove the first GPS system. Flew all around the world. All kinds of electronics on it.
Oh, there's like some yellow Piper Cub looking thing. I don't know.
If anybody is daring enough, they hop underneath and I'll show you the crack.
Yeah. Now, I'll take a look at it.
Oh.
There it is.
Yeah. So they figured if they put a tug on this and
It's snapped.
it'd snap and
You
down
can see
it'd
it.
come.
Ready?
Where?
Right here. He pointed it out.
You gotta come over the side.
I see it. I see the crack.
They used to have something called non-destructive testing where they'd x-ray it. You don't need x-rays to see that.
Amazing.
And the struts went. So we had to have these built. And seeing that we did it on the B model, I said before the A model does the same thing, because we came in one day, wait, it doesn't line up with the ramp in the door. So the airmen from the base came over and lifted this. We got the supports put underneath the struts.
Here we got some presidential aircraft. F-106. We'll get a picture by a few planes later. Yes. The C-131 right here. This plane looks... Wait, no, that's not the F4. It's like the F4 with a tail. Is it? No, it's not an F4. This is not an F4. KC-10, C-5. I mean, none of these are here. over there. This is not an F4. F101B. It's an F101B. It looked like a F4, but then when you come around, it's not an F4. Interesting. We'll come back to the tower. We have this thing. I don't even know what this is. The KC-10 back in the back. The C-7. That one right there is nice. Air Transport Command. I'm assuming. And that is mostly all the planes. Now we're gonna go up to the control tower and maybe do some plane spotting. See what we could see up from the tower. Control tower. Oh, this is the back of me. Space shuttle. Huh. No one cares. Oh, there's a plane model. Let's go control tower.
Thank you, Frank. God bless.
Oh, this one's nice. How do we get this in my room? No, it's the plane right there. That one. Yeah.
Very impressive.
Here it is.
Well, it was a lot smaller. Dobry day.
Dobry day.
Come on in. Come on in.
This is Frank.
How you doing?
Oh, wow.
Nice to meet you.
Now, on the steep steps going down, I recommend sideways facing
Okay.
a railing.
Okay, thank you.
Have a good day. Take care. Typically Air Mobility Command, which is cargo planes and air-to-air refueling. Okay. So we got the latest edition is unfortunately not in our fenced-in perimeter yet, but hopefully.
Now we're waiting for one of the C-5s to back out, and then we can go up to the control tower. We're allowed to be up there, but he just wants other people if they want to come up and look, so they have room. So we're down here. When we see one push back, he says we can come back up and watch it take off down the runway. There's like these squadron made out of wood, these squadron logos. So what if I make a few squadron logos out of cardboard? Still look very nice, like Sexy Fourth Aggressors or something. Could be a next project. Think of it. Here's some military plane. Well, not military plane taking off. Oh, it's Wheels Up airline. I know that. Maybe like some generals or something. And I'm pretty sure the C-5 turned its lights on, so.
I would put gum for us because my ears are hot. Yeah.
2006, yes. Shh, don't talk.
I wasn't watching. Just push it.
Yes, it's live communication.
No, you're good. I can see it. You're like,
Here it comes.
ready?
Let's hope he doesn't buzz the tower.
If he does, rumble.
He's gonna go. He'll be off the ground soon. Let's see, it's 2000.
Oh, no way.
And he's already
Oh, that's
lifted
slow.
off the ground.
It's going up.
2,500 feet, he's off the ground.
Wow.
Very large aircraft. Obviously, he doesn't have a heavy load.
It looks like it's going so slow, it's almost stalling.
Well, he's doing somewhere around 160 miles per hour, 170 maybe.
Oh, nice. Gear up.